the racetracks. Could go and check my closet, never sure the guap. Could go and check my wallet, I'm a comment.
Hi, my name is Christina Lynn. My business is Lynn Financial. I love to talk about money because I believe that financial savviness is a learned skill that you can master. What I want to talk to you today about are 3 tips for controlling your expenses during the Christmas season. You hear this a lot, and usually all the tips are like, ew, that doesn't sound any fun, or could you make it a little easier for me? Well, so I try to boil down the 3 that I personally use, and I think that can translate to your life, maybe in a variation of some sort, because it can be adapted to each family style, and it does still make a big financial impact. So my first tip for you is to get on the same page with whoever you're going to be spending Christmas with. So I'm going to be spending Christmas with my sister and my parents, and so I want to communicate with them right around the Christmas buying time. So like around Thanksgiving, we'll get together and talk about spending limits so that I don't look like a schmuck for only spending $30 on everybody when I'm getting $75, $100 presents. We want to kind of be on the same level playing field. So have a conversation ahead of time with whoever you're going to be with at Christmas so you're avoiding those awkward moments. You're all on the same page. A variation on this tip is to only buy presents for the kids. I know that's not as fun when you're not the one, like the mom and dads aren't the one getting the presents. However, it could make a big difference, especially if you have a lot of siblings and you're all buying each other presents. That really adds up. So maybe just for this one year, especially if any of your siblings are also feeling kind of the money crunch thing, talk about the possibility of only buying presents for the kids and maybe the parents. And so like the sandwich generation, this year would be your year to self-sacrifice. However, it will definitely make an impact on your Christmas budget. And my tip number 2 for you is to gift not only material things, but also your time and your talents. So at this stage of life that we're in, we may be brimming with talents that aren't exactly maximized with our salary that we're getting in return for them. However, that makes our gifts really valuable in terms of what we can help people with. I have one friend who is really, really good at organizing. And so maybe a gift that she could give to her family would be a bunch of like containers that are her favorite. Maybe they're clear or they're totes or something. But she could go through and organize like her mom's basement or something like that. One of the services that I can offer my family that I am good at is cleaning out closets. I love fashion. I also love minimal living. It can actually be kind of fun. Get a glass of wine, have a Friday night, and they try on their clothes to see if it gets a thumb up or a thumbs down. And if it gets a thumbs down, we throw it out. And so we whittle down their closet, and by the end of the night, it feels so good to have a cleaned out closet. You have so much more space. It's just like a load has been lifted from your shoulders. It's a beautiful thing, and it doesn't cost me a dime, and it makes them very happy. And so if you can find talents, gifts like that you can give that don't cost you anything, it saves you so much money, and they'll probably like it better than whatever that you're going to be buying for them. So take into account the services that you can offer that don't cost anything, but yet might be of really great, wonderful value to your friends and family. And here I have tip number 3 for you, which is to map out your spending prior to spending anything at all. So this is really to prevent some of the crazy Black Friday type of shopping that I think typically people fall into the trap of. You go shopping or even online shopping, and you're just finding deals, things to kind of fit the bill, things that you think are a really good deal. However, you're not looking at the big picture and how all of the money is going to fit together to stay in your budget. So most likely by the time you already reached the budget that you had in mind, you still have people left to buy gifts for. By mapping it out ahead of time, you can go back in and readjust what you can spend on people, or maybe take into account the tip number 2 and fill in more of like your service, your talents, rather than spending money on a gift. And so here, for example, my super hot, amazingly awesome husband, which I don't have one of those yet, but someday I will. My budget here would be $80. I don't know what I would buy for $80, but you go through this, you add it up, and then you can see here $560. I'm over budget. And so then that's when I would go back and well, maybe I can't afford to buy my brother a ski pass for $75. Maybe I should instead do the closet cleaning. But you can see here, I would really like to give my sister something totally awesome, but you know what? I just can't find the totally awesome outfit for her in my $65 price range. And so what she would totally appreciate is me taking her kids for a weekend so she could have some time alone with her husband. Things like that. And you can see I did that also for my parents. I want to shower my parents with gifts, but I also don't want to spend an extra $200. So I get them kind of smaller gifts, or maybe nothing at all. And then for my dad, I'm going to reorganize his attic. Or my mom, I'm really good at painting, so I'm going to paint your bathroom, Mom. I'm going to come, watch out. It's going to look great. So anyway, you get the point. So, maybe for instead of a $50 thing, I can only spend $10 on a coffee mug for my friend. And maybe the subscription box for my mom needs to go down to $40. So then you add it back up again, and I'm still off $10. So what you're doing is mapping it all out and then adjusting what you can spend on who in a very calculated way. And so when you're going shopping, you know that you need to stay within this allotment in order to abide by your $500 budget. Or whatever your budget is. You just kind of see the bigger picture that if you overspend on your dad, let's say, for example, someone else is going to suffer, or you're going to go over budget and feel guilty about it, or have to put it on a credit card and it will cause issues later. And there you have my 3 tips for minimizing Christmas expenses this year. I hope you have a wonderful, financially guilt-free holiday season. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.